Everybody, and welcome back to another week of Crack Kills Quick Hits. We got through week 1, we're rolling into week 2. Let's take a look at the 5 things to watch for as we head into the second week of the season. Quick hit number 1, flashing out. Josh G's time in the land has come to an end, and with that brings many questions for the highly trained Apes. The Apes kept Gordon as a 6th round pick this year, and he was rewarded them with a touchdown in week 1. But he will not see the field for the Cleveland Browns again this season. Now the question is where Gordon will end up next. Many speculate a trade coming on Monday, but if they can't find a suitor, the Apes could be left with a free agent wide receiver on their roster, just hoping he's picked up and finds his footing with a new team. Everyone, especially the Apes, will be watching the fate of Josh Gordon as the week begins next week. Quick hit number 2, matchups. 2 teams will leave this week at 2-0, while 2 others will be winless following the week 2's games. All business in the Fat Bottom Girlies, and No Comment versus the Far North Friends will hope to provide a 2-0 lead, while Shittown versus the Flies and the D-Bags versus UB will both look to avoid a winless start. An 0-2 start for the Bags would be especially harsh, as they lost by just 1 point in week 1, scoring 126. They'll look to get back on track this week. Meanwhile, a lot of eyes will also be on the Ape Cave, as the Mean Genes, who have historically played very poorly against the highly trained Apes, roll into town looking to hand the Apes their second loss in as many games. The Apes registered the low score of week 1, and along with Josh Gordon, a loss in week 2 would be a very, very tough start for them to overcome. Quick hit number 3, injuries. It's only week 2 and there are already some big injuries to monitor. Most of all being A-Rodg status for the Fugitives. Rodgers is good to go today, only in as much as he'll be on the field. See if he's effective, and we'll talk about that in a bit. Although Rodgers will hit the field, that's not as good news for unfinished business, who will be without both Leonard Fournette and Greg Olsen today. Fournette's hamstring could be a nagging injury as the season wears on, and Olsen's foot injury he suffered last year is back. Will either of those players play a role with UB going forward? It's not likely for Olsen. Fournette will be one to watch. Meanwhile, No Comment, who had been chided for never having a good tight end since Tony Gonzalez's great year a long time ago, saw their 4th round pick Delaney Walker lost for the entire season with a broken leg last week. Shittown will be monitoring Devontae Freeman's status. Freeman is expected to miss 2 to 3 weeks, and we'll see if he's able to bounce back or if by that time Tevin Coleman will have seized the lead role. Quick hit number 4, the waiver wire. With the guys and the cops gone, the exorbitant spending of past years was curbed in week 1, with only Shittown hitting double figures and picking up Von Miller. Although that $10 should be well spent for Town as they can slot in an elite linebacker week in, week out. There weren't any big surprise performances in week 1, which likely attributed to nobody spending big. We'll see if anybody explodes in week 2, if any new injuries rear their ugly head, or if a player that just no one saw in week 1 is able to shine in week 2. Quick hit number 5. Boom goes the dynamite. Tyreek Hill and Alvin Kamara both came into the season with high expectations, and they lived up to them with scoring 39 and 37 points respectively. Hill was nearly unstoppable in week 1 for the Friends. Mike Thomas also had 29 points, which would have been over 30 if not for a lost fumble. And all business saw Dustin Colquitt equal the best punting score of all time with 13. All business has the top 2 punting scores of all time in league history. Colquitt's 13 outscored Andrew Luck, Adam Thielen, Jared Goff, and AJ Green in week 1. See if he can kick his way to another double-digit score this week. Finally, the player to watch, it's Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers returns, but will he be effective? He's probably playing on one leg, if the injury is to be believed, and he's already facing a tough defense with the Vikings. The Fugitives are in a big hole already thanks to AJ Green's huge Thursday night 3-touchdown performance, and an off game from Rodgers could put them in an even bigger hole. Fugitives lost in week 1, and an 0-2 start would not be a good way for them to start off 2018. That's it for Crack Kills Quick Hits for week 2. Good luck to everybody this week, except the Friends.